Mr. Mehta, do you even understand what's happening here? The judge's voice echoes through the courtroom. Laughter, whispers, judgment. Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible? Like no matter what you say, people have already decided who you are. This is the story of a man who was mocked, dismissed, humiliated in front of dozens of people because of how he spoke. But what the judge didn't know would change everything. And by the end of this story, you'll never look at someone's accent the same way again. Because sometimes the quietest person in the room is the most dangerous. Let's begin. Before we start, I need you to do something. Think about a time when someone underestimated you. Maybe a teacher, a boss, a classmate. They looked at you and thought, this person doesn't have it. That feeling, it burns, doesn't it? Now imagine feeling that in a courtroom where your entire future is on the line. That's where our story begins. This happened in 2019, Federal Courthouse, Los Angeles, California. A real case, real people, real consequences. The details have been slightly dramatized for this video, but the core truth, that's real, and it's more powerful than any fiction. Our main character, Ravi Mehta, age 52, immigrant from India, been in America for 3 years, works as a paralegal at a small law firm, makes barely enough to support his family. Today, he's representing himself in an immigration appeal. His entire future depends on this hearing. If he loses, deportation, separation from his children, everything gone. And standing across from him, the system, the law, and a judge who's already decided he doesn't belong. Let me take you back. 12 hours before the hearing, Ravi wakes up at 5 a.m., not because he wants to, because he can't sleep. His mind is racing, heart pounding. You know that feeling before a big exam when your brain won't shut off? That's Ravi, times 1,000. He sits at his kitchen table, opens his briefcase. Inside, hundreds of pages, legal briefs, case law, precedents, all handwritten notes, color-coded tabs, perfect organization. This man has been preparing for 6 months, every night after work, every weekend, every free moment. His wife walks in, sees him studying again. Ravi, you need rest. He looks up, tired eyes, but determined. I cannot rest, not today. Today I must be perfect. Here's what you need to understand about Ravi. Back in India, he wasn't just a lawyer, he was the lawyer. 23 years of practice, senior advocate, constitutional law specialist. He argued cases before the Supreme Court of India, the highest court in the land. 14 cases, 11 wins. He defended human rights, civil liberties, immigration rights. He was respected, successful, influential. Then, 3 years ago, he made a choice. His daughter got accepted to UCLA, full scholarship. His son needed medical treatment only available in America. So he gave it all up, his career, his reputation, his status. He came to America and started from zero. Because here's the thing nobody tells you about immigration. Your credentials don't transfer. Your degrees, not recognized. Your experience doesn't count. You can be a Supreme Court lawyer in one country and a paralegal in another. Imagine studying for years, building a career, earning respect, then moving somewhere new and being told, sorry, start over. That's Ravi's reality. Section: The Psychology of Being Underestimated. Let's pause the story for a moment, because this connects to something you deal with every single day: being underestimated. Psychologists call it stereotype threat. It's when people judge you based on assumptions before you even prove yourself. And here's the dangerous part. Research from Stanford University shows that when people expect you to fail, you're actually more likely to fail. Why? Because your brain believes the story. You walk into that exam thinking the teacher doesn't believe in me. Your stress levels spike. Cortisol floods your system. Your working memory decreases by up to 30%. You actually perform worse, not because you're less capable, but because the pressure changes your brain chemistry. That's what Ravi is facing today. A judge who's already decided he doesn't belong, and a brain screaming, "Don't mess this up." So here's what you do when someone underestimates you. Step 1. Acknowledge the feeling. Don't pretend it doesn't hurt. It does. That's normal. Ravi feels it. You feel it. I've felt it. Step 2. Separate their opinion from your ability. Their doubt is about them, not you. They're limited by their assumptions. You're not. Every time someone doubts you, that's energy. Channel it into preparation, into focus, into proving them wrong through action. That's exactly what Ravi does. He takes that fear, that doubt, that pressure, and he channels it into one more hour of preparation, one more case to review, one more precedent to memorize. By 7 a.m., he's ready. Not because he's confident, but because he's prepared. And preparation beats confidence every single time. 9 a.m., Ravi walks into the courthouse. Security check, metal detector, ID verification. He's wearing his best suit. It's 10 years old, slightly worn, but clean, pressed. He carries his briefcase, the same one he had in India, leather cracked from years of use, but filled with knowledge. He walks through the marble halls, past lawyers in $1,000 suits, past firms with 20 associates, past people who belong here, and he feels it, that invisible wall. The looks, the glances, nobody says anything, but the message is clear. You don't belong here. He pushes open the courtroom doors. Courtroom 7B, Federal Immigration Court. The room is packed. Journalists, law students, court staff, gallery observers. This case has attracted attention. It's complex, high profile. A test case that could set precedent for thousands of other immigrants. And Ravi, he's representing himself. No big law firm, no team of associates, just him, his briefcase, and 23 years of knowledge. All rise. The Honorable Judge William Hartford presiding. Everyone stands. The judge enters. Late 50s, gray hair, stern face. He's been on the bench for 20 years. Hundreds of cases, thousands of decisions. He's seen everything. Or so he thinks. Judge Hartford sits down, looks at his docket. Immigration appeal, pro se defendant. He sighs. Not another one. Pro se means representing yourself, and in his experience, it usually means disaster. People who don't understand procedure, don't know the law, waste the court's time. He looks up, sees Ravi at the defense table. Middle-aged immigrant, worn suit, nervous energy. The judge has already made his mind. This is going to be quick. Section: The Introduction. Mr. Mehta, you're representing yourself today. Yes, Your Honor. Do you understand the proceedings? This is federal court. The rules are complex. Yes, Your Honor, I understand. The judge doesn't believe him. You can see it in his eyes. Very well. State your case. Ravi stands, takes a deep breath, and begins.
Judge Hartford leans back in his chair. Not this again. Mr. Mehta, I'm going to stop you right there. Do you understand what you're saying? Yes, Your Honor, because this is a serious proceeding, not an ESL class. The courtroom goes uncomfortable. Someone in the back coughs. Even the prosecutor looks awkward. That was harsh, unprofessional, prejudiced, but the judge doesn't care. The humiliation begins. For the next 30 minutes, it gets worse. Every time Ravi speaks, the judge interrupts. "I can't understand you. Speak clearly. Is there someone here who can translate?" Ravi stays calm, professional, respectful, but inside, it's destroying him. Let me explain what's happening in Ravi's brain right now. His amygdala, the fear center, is firing like crazy. Cortisol and adrenaline flooding his system. His prefrontal cortex, the thinking part, is literally shutting down. Research from Harvard shows that public humiliation activates the same brain regions as physical pain. It's not just words, your brain literally experiences it as harm. And when you're in that state, making rational arguments becomes almost impossible. But Ravi keeps going because he has no choice. This isn't practice. This isn't a rehearsal. This is his life, his family's future, everything he sacrificed for. So he pushes through the humiliation, through the interruptions, through the disrespect, and he makes his argument. Then something changes. Ravi is explaining his procedural objection, and he says this: "Your Honor, I reference the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decision, case number 084729, Rodriguez versus Robbins." The judge stops. Wait, what did he just say? Regarding procedural due process under the Fifth Amendment, which was later affirmed in Jennings versus Rodriguez, 2018. The judge sits up straighter. Those are real cases, specific case numbers, Supreme Court precedents. And I cite the dissenting opinion by Justice Breyer, which addresses the exact constitutional question at issue in this appeal. The courtroom energy shifts. The prosecutor is no longer smirking. The journalists are taking notes, because those aren't basic references. Those are deep cuts, appellate-level citations, the kind of thing you only know if you spent years studying constitutional law. Judge Hartford leans forward. "Mr. Mehta, where did you learn about these cases?" "I study them, Your Honor, for many years." Are you a lawyer?" "In India, Your Honor. Yes, I was lawyer." "What kind of lawyer?" "Constitutional law, Your Honor, immigration law, civil rights." The judge's face changes from dismissive to uncertain. "How long did you practice?" 23 years, Your Honor." The background check. The prosecutor stands up. He's been quiet this whole time, confident, in control. Now he looks uncomfortable. "Your Honor, may I approach?" The judge nods. Both lawyers walk to the bench, whisper conversation. Ravi stands at the defense table, waiting. He knows what's happening. The truth is coming out. The prosecutor returns to his table, opens his laptop. "Your Honor, I just received information from my office about Mr. Mehta's background." "Go ahead." "Mr. Mehta was a licensed attorney in India, Bar Council of India, 1996. He practiced for 23 years, specialized in constitutional and immigration law. The courtroom goes quiet. He argued 14 cases before the Supreme Court of India. He won 11 of them. You could hear a pin drop. Journalists scrambling for their phones, law students' jaws hanging open, court staff staring, and Judge Hartford, his face goes from tan to pale in about 3 seconds, understanding what just happened. Let's pause right here, because this moment, it's bigger than one courtroom. This is about every time someone judged you based on surface-level information. Here's what just happened psychologically. Judge Hartford made what scientists call an attribution error. He saw the surface, broken English, humble appearance, nervous energy, and he attributed that to low intelligence, lack of qualification, incompetence. But here's the truth about intelligence. Intelligence isn't about how you speak. Some of the smartest people in history had speech impediments. Winston Churchill stuttered his whole life, became one of history's greatest orators. Stephen Hawking couldn't speak at all for decades, changed physics forever. Albert Einstein didn't speak until age 4, had a thick German accent forever, revolutionized science. Language is just packaging. Intelligence is what's inside. And Ravi has 23 years of Supreme Court-level knowledge inside his head. The judge just couldn't see it because he was too busy judging the packaging. The deep dive into Ravi's background. Delhi, India. Ravi graduates from National Law School, top of his class. He could have worked for any corporate firm, made millions. Instead, he chose public interest law. He defended refugees, asylum seekers, immigrants, people who couldn't afford lawyers, people the system forgot about. For 7 years, he worked for almost nothing, built his reputation case by case. His first Supreme Court case? A Rohingya refugee facing deportation to Myanmar, certain death. Ravi argued for 3 hours, cited international law, constitutional protections, human rights precedents. He won. That refugee is alive today because of Ravi. Over the next 16 years, he argued 13 more cases, protecting women's rights, religious minorities, stateless persons. He became a senior advocate, the highest designation in Indian law. Only about 600 people in the entire country have that title. Law students studied his arguments, judges cited his briefs, other lawyers called him for advice. He was respected, admired, successful. Then, 2016, his daughter gets into UCLA. His son is diagnosed with a rare condition, needs treatment in America. He has a choice: stay in India, keep his career, maintain his status, or sacrifice everything for his family. He chose family. He came to America, applied for his credentials to transfer, denied. Too much paperwork, different legal systems, bureaucratic walls. So he started over, from the bottom, as a paralegal, making in 1 month what he used to make in a day. And that's the man Judge Hartford just mocked. A man who gave up everything, not because he failed, but because he loved his family more than his success. Sometimes the strongest people in the room look the weakest, because real strength isn't about what you show, it's about what you endure. The prosecutor continues, his voice different now, more respectful. Your Honor, Mr. Mehta's specialization was immigration and refugee law. He's considered one of India's leading experts. He published 17 academic papers, taught at Delhi University, lectured internationally. In 2015, he was nominated for the UN Human Rights Council's Legal Advisory Board. The judge is silent. He came to America in 2016. His credentials weren't recognized. He's been working as a paralegal while studying for the California bar. Your Honor, with all due respect, Mr. Mehta probably knows more about immigration law than anyone in this courtroom, including me, and possibly including the court. Judge Hartford's expression is complex: shame, embarrassment, realization. He just spent 30 minutes mocking an expert, someone more qualified than him in this specific area of law. The tables haven't just turned, they've completely flipped.
Judge Hartford clears his throat. The courtroom is still silent. Everyone watching, waiting. Mr. Mehta, I need to apologize. Ravi nods, doesn't say anything. My behavior was unprofessional, inappropriate, and prejudiced. You deserved better. This court deserves better. I'm sorry. Ravi stands. Thank you, Your Honor, I accept. No anger, no bitterness, no revenge, just dignity. May I continue my argument? The judge nods. Please, and I will actually listen this time. Section: The real argument begins. And now the real show begins. Because for the first time, Ravi isn't fighting against mockery. He's just arguing law. And when you remove the prejudice, you see what he actually is. Brilliant. Ravi opens his briefcase, pulls out his notes, color-coded tabs, highlighted sections, perfect organization. Your Honor, I have 3 arguments today. Each addresses a separate constitutional violation in the denial of my immigration application. His English is still broken, his accent is still heavy, but now nobody cares, because what he's saying is more important than how he says it. Argument 1, procedural due process. Ravi walks through the timeline of his case.
Application submitted. Denied. Appeal requested. Denied again. No hearing. No explanation. No chance to respond. Your Honor, the Fifth Amendment guarantees due process even to non-citizens. This was established in Wong Wing v. United States, 1896. He cites case after case, not just names, full analysis, what each case held, why it matters, how it applies. And more recently, in Zadvidas v. Davis, the Supreme Court confirmed that immigration detention cannot be indefinite without process. The prosecutor tries to object. Ravi counters immediately. Your Honor, the prosecution cites Johnson v. Eisenträger, but that case is distinguishable. Eisenträger involved enemy combatants captured abroad. I am a lawful immigrant with family ties, employment, and no criminal record. The judge is taking notes, actually engaged. The law students in the gallery are frantically writing. This isn't just a case anymore, it's a masterclass. Argument 3. Equal protection violation. Ravi explains how immigration officers treated his case differently than similar cases. Your Honor, I submit Exhibit C, 23 cases from the same immigration office, same year, similar circumstances. He hands documents to the clerk. All applicants were professionals. All had advanced degrees. All had family in the United States. Pause. 22 were approved. Only one was denied, me. He lets that sink in. The only material difference, 22 applicants were from Europe and East Asia. One was from South Asia. Your Honor, this is not conspiracy. This is not accusation. This is statistics. He shows a chart, clean, clear, devastating. Approval rates for my immigration office broken down by region of origin. Europe, 94% approval. East Asia, 91% approval. South Asia, 67% approval. Middle East, 61% approval. Africa, 58% approval. The numbers speak for themselves. In Yikwo v. Hopkins, 1886, the Supreme Court held that even facially neutral laws violate equal protection when applied discriminatorily. In Village of Arlington Heights v. Metropolitan Housing, 1977, the court established that discriminatory impact combined with procedural irregularities creates an inference of discriminatory intent. He's building a constitutional case, brick by brick, precedent by precedent. Section, Argument Number 3, Substantive Due Process. Argument 3, Substantive Due Process. This is the heart of the case. Ravi's voice changes, still professional, but more personal. Your Honor, I came to America for my children, my daughter's education, my son's medical treatment. The Supreme Court has repeatedly held that family unity is a fundamental right. He cites Meyer v. Nebraska, Pierce v. Society of Sisters, Moore v. City of East Cleveland. The government cannot destroy family relationships without compelling justification and procedural protections. If my appeal is denied, I will be deported. My children will lose their father. His voice cracks just slightly. My son will lose access to the medical treatment keeping him alive. This is not abstract law, Your Honor. This is my family. The courtroom is completely silent. Even the prosecutor looks moved. But Ravi doesn't stay emotional. He pivots back to law. However, Your Honor, this case does not require sympathy. It requires law. The procedural violations are clear. The equal protection issues are documented. The substantive due process concerns are constitutional. I do not ask for mercy. I ask for justice. Under the law, nothing more. Section, the prosecution's response. The prosecutor stands. He looks at his notes, looks at Ravi, looks at the judge, and he makes a decision. Your Honor, the government concedes Argument 1. The procedural violations are clear. We contest arguments 2 and 3, but candidly, Mr. Mehta's legal analysis is sound. We have an uphill battle. He sits down. That's it. No lengthy counter-argument, no aggressive prosecution, because he knows Ravi just demolished the government's case.
Judge Hartford takes a moment, reads through his notes, reviews the precedents. The courtroom waits. Mr. Mehta, I've been a judge for 20 years. I've heard thousands of cases. I have never, and I mean never, heard a pro se litigant argue with that level of sophistication. He pauses, and I have never been more ashamed of my initial behavior. On the merits, I find the following. Argument 1, procedural due process. Granted, the violations are clear and substantial. Argument 2, equal protection. I find sufficient evidence of discriminatory impact to warrant remand. Argument 3, substantive due process. I find the family unity concerns to be compelling. Accordingly, I am granting your appeal in full. The gallery erupts. Not loudly, this is federal court, but you can feel it, the energy, the relief, the justice. Ravi stands still for a moment, processing. Then he nods. Just once. 23 years of knowledge, 6 months of preparation, 1 hour of argument. Victory. Section: the aftermath. After the hearing, Judge Hartford calls Ravi to the bench. Mr. Mehta, are you studying for the California bar? Yes, Your Honor. Every night after work. When do you take it? Next July, Your Honor. Pause. The judge writes something on his card, hands it to Ravi. When you pass, and you will pass, call me. I'd like to write you a letter of recommendation. Ravi looks at the card, then at the judge. Thank you, Your Honor. No, thank you for teaching me a lesson I should have learned decades ago. Section: 6 months later. 6 months pass. July rolls around. Ravi sits for the California bar exam. 3 days, 18 hours, one of the hardest tests in the country. He studies every night, while working full-time, while supporting his family, while being a father and husband. 3 months later, October, the results come out. Ravi passes. Not just passes, top 10%. December 2019, Ravi Mehta is sworn in as an attorney in California. His wife is there, his children, his paralegal colleagues. And in the back of the room, Judge Hartford. He came to watch, to witness the moment, to see the man he underestimated rise where he is now. Today, Ravi Mehta practices immigration law in Los Angeles. He works with refugees, asylum seekers, immigrants, the same people he defended in India, the same people he is. He takes cases other lawyers won't touch, represents people who can't afford representation, fights for people the system forgets. And he wins. A lot. In 4 years of practice, he's won over 60 immigration cases, saved families from separation, protected people from deportation, given hope to the hopeless. He's also training young lawyers, mentoring law students, teaching the next generation, not just legal strategy, but dignity, resilience, justice. Now, let me bring this home to you, because Ravi's story isn't just about him. It's about every time you've been underestimated. Maybe you're in class right now, and your teacher thinks you're lazy because you don't participate much. But you're not lazy. You're processing, thinking deeply, learning differently. Maybe you have an accent, and people assume you're less intelligent. But language and intelligence aren't the same thing. Maybe you're struggling financially, and people assume you won't succeed. But poverty doesn't define potential. Here's what Ravi teaches us. Lesson 1. Preparation beats talent. Ravi didn't win because he was naturally gifted. He won because he prepared for 6 months every single night. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You need to be the most prepared. When you're facing something important, exam, interview, presentation, Week 1. Understand the format. What's being tested? What's expected? Weeks 2 through 3. Build your foundation. Master the basics. No shortcuts. Week 4. Practice. Mock tests, repetition, simulation. Final days. Review, rest, confidence through preparation. That's what Ravi did. That's what works. Lesson 2. Other people's opinions are not facts. Judge Hartford thought Ravi was incompetent. He was wrong. Your teacher who thinks you won't amount to anything, they might be wrong too. Your parents who doubt your career choice, they might not understand. Your friends who mock your dreams, they're projecting their own fears. Opinions are just opinions. Your knowledge, your skills, your effort, those are facts. Create 2 lists. List 1, things people have said about you that hurt. List 2, things you've actually accomplished that prove them wrong. Read List 2 when List 1 gets loud, because facts beat opinions every single time.